The Washington State Supreme Court ruling that Washington State University can be held liable for a 2019 hazing death. Today, we are hearing from the family of Sam Martinez.
And we are under a weather impact alert as we are seeing dry conditions today and bracing for critical to extreme fire weather danger tomorrow. The details of what you need to be prepared for ahead.
And as fires are burning, we are seeing how being proactive can make all the difference, how wildfire prep work has kept a home safe. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. We're going to get right to weather because we have a lot to talk about this afternoon. Jenny Power is standing by in the KREM Outdoor Weather Center. And Jenny, first, set the scene for us today. What is it like right now? And then looking ahead to tomorrow, because I know there is some fear and some concern over wildfire danger for that.
Yeah, Laura, and our biggest goal is just to make sure people are prepared for this, right? We are in the thick of wildfire season. As I'm stepped out here to the Outdoor Weather Center, it is a typical summer day here for the inland Northwest where we are seeing widespread sunshine, hot temperatures. Already we're in the mid 80s for the Spokane area, and conditions have been dry here for several days. In fact, as we come up here now on the end of July, no measurable precipitation collected out at the Spokane International Airport for the entire month. Temperatures across the region here definitely feeling on the hotter side. 85 degrees in Othello. We're in the low 80s for Deer Park, as well as that's what we're seeing for Sandpoint, Moses Lake, Omak, all included in that. But we're under this weather impact alert, all in preparation for tomorrow and the fire weather conditions that we are set to see. So we could be facing critical to extreme fire danger for parts of our region. We have these widespread red flag warnings that have been put in place, but new today, the National Weather Service has triggered for part of this red flag warning to be considered a particularly dangerous situation for tomorrow. So we are going to see those conditions being described as that way from about 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. just for a subset of this area that's shaded in pink, but the Spokane area is included in that, as well as the Colville Reservation, parts of the Waterville Plateau, and up north toward Omak. And this is a situation that is kind of reserved particularly for very rare and extreme fire weather conditions. And unfortunately, that is what we are going to be facing on Saturday. Talking more about this and the full details and why we've gotten to this point in my extended forecast. Laura.
Jenny, thank you. And she'll continue to update us throughout the next hour on what's happening outside. In the meantime, we are tracking wildfires ahead of that higher risk of fire danger over the weekend. So evacuations for the Sinlahikian fire has been expanded, and this afternoon the fire has burned more than 24,000 acres. It is burning near Tonasket, and the latest evacuation map shows level 3 go now orders are in place for most of that area. So you're looking at that evacuation map right there, and you can see those areas in red, obviously dangerous areas, and they're asking people to leave. It is still 0% contained. Right now, crews are working on protecting structures in that area. And one big concern this weekend, of course, as you heard Jenny talk about it, is the wind. And still burning on the Colville Reservation is the Modrite and the Kaiser Canyon Creek fires. So let's begin with the Modrite fire. Crews are still working to contain the fire right now. There are level 3, 2, and 1 evacuations in place for most of that region. The fire has already burned more than 22,000 acres and is 27% contained. Meantime, containment has grown for the Kaiser Canyon fire. Crews have it now 30% contained, so that's an improvement there. It is Washington's biggest fire burning right now. It is burning at 131,000 acres. So that's already happened. Protecting structure remains a top priority for crews that are working on that fire. Shelters are opening in Kettle Falls, Cooley Dam, and Omak for those who need them. So certainly, while these fires have taken a lot from our local communities, one family ranch in Okanagan County, it is still standing, and that's really thanks to a fuels reduction project. About 2 years ago, certainly well before the Kaiser Canyon fire broke out, the Washington Department of Natural Resources worked with the Jackson Ranch to thin the overgrown forest and to create more space between the trees. Logging crews removed larger trees, and heavy equipment ground up smaller trees and brush, getting rid of vegetation that can carry flames from the ground into the tree canopy. So when the wind-driven fire reached the ranch, DNR says those breaks in vegetation actually stopped the tree-to-tree spread.
The goal of the treatment here was to keep the fire out of the crowns and to keep fire on the ground as a low intensity so that we could put crews and folks in here safely to make defendable space.
Right, in this case at work, keep in mind fuels reduction projects obviously do not make homes or forests fireproof. They are designed to reduce the amount of vegetation, as you heard, that is able to burn. The funding for this work comes from the state legislature. The Washington State Supreme Court ruled that Washington State University can indeed be held liable in the 2019 hazing death of Sam Martinez. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy spoke with Sam's mom right after the ruling.
The story starts in November of 2019 when WSU freshman Sam Martinez died from acute alcohol poisoning. The result, Pullman Police and WSU agreed, of hazing at Alpha Tau Omega, or ATO.
Sam's death reshaped everything about our family and our future. And I mean, I stand in the shadow of that every day.
Sam's mother, Jolene House, says her family hasn't been the same since. Out of the tragedy, a new state law was passed in 2022 known as Sam's Law. The law requires schools to make hazing incidents public, and for anyone that kills or seriously hurts a person as a result of hazing, be charged with a felony. But a lawsuit the family filed against WSU in 2020, 2 years before the law went into effect, argues the university is also to blame alongside the fraternity, saying hazing was already known to occur at WSU.
They knew all along that this fraternity had a track record of hazing and assault and alcohol misuse and other misconduct. They knew that at the highest leadership levels at Washington State University, and they didn't tell anyone.
House says a Superior Court judge initially rejected her family's case. In January 2025, a Washington State appeals court ruled the university can be held liable. This was a first of its kind for Washington State. In response, WSU appealed the decision to the state Supreme Court back in October of the same year. WSU argued because the illegal hazing happened at ATO's off-campus house, it wasn't responsible. On Thursday, the High Court ruled the university does bear some responsibility as well, and the case now heads to trial. A trial, House says, was long overdue.
We're eager to share Sam's story in front of a jury. It's been a long time coming, and we are ready.
WSU released a statement acknowledging the court's ruling, saying they'll continue to engage in the situation as the case goes forward. For now, House is grateful to get the chance to share her son's story, hoping it'll help prevent hazing-related tragedies from happening in the future.
We're talking about this right as school is going to start again. It's so important to raise awareness of these issues and to protect young people from harm and from death.
Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Today is the last day to share your thoughts with the city of Spokane on the future redesign for Spokane Falls Boulevard. The city says the project plans to replace aging pavement and underground utilities while also improving safety and access. So if you wish to share your thoughts, we do have a link on our website. Construction is anticipated to begin coming up in 2028.